Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Earl Grey. Now, if you're like me, you have been waiting on the edge of your seat for the next season of The Dragon Prince on Netflix. This fantasy animated series follows two teams of heroes or villains who are on a quest to either fight or free an imprisoned star-touch elf called Aaravos from a magical prison. And here to tell us all about what is coming up in season 6 is the one and only Racquel Belmonte, who is the voice of Claudia, one of the show's main villains. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show. Honestly, it is fantastic to talk to you, and I'm such a huge fan of the show.
Oh, well, thank you. The show loves you.
Thank you. I was thinking about Claudia the other night. She is a character that is very hard to hate. She is driven by a desire to keep her family together and to protect the people she loves. But every time that doesn't exactly work out for her, it pushes her further down the road towards like darkness.
Yeah.
But what initially drew you to Claudia?
Well, I kind of love like what you just said. It's hard to hate her because yeah, she's doing all this terrible stuff, but to her it's not terrible. I think the writers do a really good job of making her goofy enough and like weird and personable enough to get away with, hurting animals or oh that's so awful to say, but yeah, she's written well. I think that's what draws me to her. And yeah, like I said, she's very goofy and I think you need that with someone so intense.
Yeah, and it's good that now when the show so the show had a changing point in season 4, and they introduced someone who actually matches her goofiness, Terry.
Yeah, Terry played by Ben. Love Ben.
Yeah, Benjamin Callens is so cool. I've been following him on Instagram, and
He's great.
yeah, how do you think that this new the introducing Terry changed Claudia's character?
I think that Terry like keeps her soft. Terry softens like all these crazy blows Claudia's throwing in this season, the next couple of seasons. She yeah, it's nice. And also I think it Terry humanizes her. It shows Claudia can still love and there's still that side of her. And she does all these wild things in the next next couple seasons and this past season that she almost needs Terry to balance everything she's done is doing. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Terry's a great man. It's fun for me. I got to meet Ben. I got to work with someone new. Like they were new to me. Ben is new to me, but yeah, he's amazing. It's been fun. It's different.
Yeah, and I actually wanted to ask, so what happens like for you behind the scenes of the show? Like from when you receive the script, like do you record, do you go somewhere and record together with the other castmates?
For the first few seasons we did, and I lived in Vancouver at the times, and that's where at the time I lived in Vancouver, and that's where we recorded everything. Um, yeah, the first few seasons were in Vancouver and we all recorded together. Then I moved to Toronto and I wasn't recording with anyone. I was like recording by myself, but on Zoom with whoever I worked with the most. So that's when I met Ben and I would work with Jason. And then I moved here to Los Angeles and I did everything by myself. But in studios, all in recording studios.
Yeah, cool. Because for me, I just kind of imagine like again maybe I've got like a weird impression of what it would be like. But yeah, no, it's good that you had people to bounce off. And was that transition between like recording with someone versus recording by yourself. Have you found that change easy or difficult or?
It's been, for me, it's been easy. I've been voice acting for way too long but it, like, I'm able to do it. My preference though, I like recording with other people. I like being around other people. I'm a very big extrovert. I feed off of other people. Um, it's not hard though to do the latter. I just would rather be in a room full of like 30 other people, or, more
Yeah.
fun, more fun that way. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you've had a great time recording as Claudia, and I'm really excited to see what happens for her this season.
Oh yeah.
And one thing, again, I feel bad saying like I'm excited to see what happens for her this season because on one hand, it looks like she's going down a darker path. But actually that brings me to a really good point. So I was explaining the show to my friends, and I've divided it up between like the heroes and the villains. It's like Team Callum or Team Claudia. And Soren,
Oh,
who is Claudia's brother, has switched over to Team Callum,
yeah.
basically in season 3. And I honestly wanted to know because one of her first like big dark magic spells was to heal him. But I wonder if he came in the way of, if he um if push came to shove, would she harm Soren to protect Viren or Terry?
Viren, yes, I don't think she would to Terry, but Viren 1,000% she would. He has that fatherly hold on her, the only parent that stuck around kind of thing. So she's young too. Claudia's like a teenager.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I always forget how young they are because
I know. It's
yeah.
crazy. Me too. Me too. I'm always like, "Oh, that's a wild thing she just did. Oh my God, she's a child." But yeah, I think she would absolutely throw Terry under the bus, but she would not. She wouldn't, Biren.
Yeah, it's I think that goes to show just how fiercely she protects the people she loves. It is sad
Yeah.
to hear that, in a way, sometimes Terry cares about Claudia more than you know,
Yeah.
she
It
reciprocates. But
Terry deserves better for sure.
yeah. And also in one of the teaser clips for the trailer, this is the reason why I asked, is we see Claudia cast a dark magic spell on Terry, presumably to stop him from leaving her. Yeah, I wonder what kind of impact that has on their dynamic. Now that, before he was staying with her willingly. Now if he wants to leave, he can't.
How sure are you that that is a spell to keep Terry there? How
Oh.
confident are you? I can't say, I'm not allowed to say anything. I'm not allowed to say anything, but you will be surprised. You will
Oh.
be surprised. Um, I do think though,
I
like,
assumed that there was like again, I'm probably comparing this to something from Stargate that I saw, but basically there was these two characters wore essentially alien slap bands. I know it sounds so dumb, but basically they would get sick if they were too far away in distance. And I was
oh,
assuming that that was the idea that
I mean,
Claudia
it
initially
still
had.
might be. It might be. I can't tell you until it comes out, but you'll be surprised. What's so interesting, and I'll say just in regards to that question in theory, what's wild about Terry and what makes him so lovable is that he just won't give up on this monster per se. I don't think she's a monster, but she does some awful things. And I think Terry kind of sees past those awful things and like sees right into her heart. And the choice to like stay with her is a choice. That's a big choice.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'll say that.
Yeah. And I will say that it looks like they're getting pretty close to meeting Aravos. So, what do you think that the in the trailer we hear so in the more recent trailer we hear Aravos say Claudia's name, and
Yeah.
I wonder if his focus has shifted from Viren to using Claudia instead for his
It's a great theory.
yeah
It's a
for his
great theory.
for his
Um, without saying much that I'd get in trouble for, Claudia is very useful and she's very smart. And Erebos would be stupid not to use her. Does
yeah
that answer without answering?
yeah no it definitely does, and he's one of the characters who recognizes it straight away.
Exactly.
So when he's first introduced, I think it was season two, he applauds Viren for essentially saying the right things to Claudia to keep her on his side. And he
Hmm.
says, oh, she will be a useful or a valuable asset. And
That,
then
yeah.
Viren, I love what his response is. But I think he says something like, "That's my daughter you're talking about," And
Yeah.
yeah, and I love that Viren, I feel like he's started to notice now after being essentially resurrected and given a second opportunity, just yeah, just what has happened to Claudia as a character, because he's pushed her towards using dark magic and now has also pushed her towards Erebos as well.
Yeah. And I think one thing to remember about Erebos is how manipulative he was to Viren, is to Viren. And like, why wouldn't that translate over to a younger, more vulnerable, maybe smarter? I'm not sure where people stand on that, but she's smart. Um, with whatever she is, not a wizard, a dark
Dark
mage.
mage. Yeah.
Jesus, Raquel. I've been on the show for how long and I couldn't get that right. I'm so,
No, it's okay.
but yeah, yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
I've had trouble explaining this to my friends. They're like, so what do they call them? And I'm like, dark witches. And I'm like, wait, hang on, no, that's not right.
Mhm. Dark Witches actually sounds great, and we should use that. I'll pitch it.
But one thing I also have to wonder is, so Callum is the only human character that, or again, presumably human character that we know of, who has been able to master using a primal source for magic,
Yes.
whereas with
Yeah.
dark magic, the source of that is essentially taking the life force of an animal and using that instead. But I wonder, do you think that Claudia was ever capable of using a primal source?
That's a really good question. I want to say yes. I think she just prefers this, whatever this is. Like, I think she's smart. I think she's capable. I think she is. Yeah, 1000%.
Yeah, because
She's just doing her own thing.
for at least for the first three seasons, we actually no, throughout the show we kind of see scenes where Callum and Claudia are put more or less on the same level, except now the tides have turned with Callum learning a second arcanum and
Yeah,
being able to master the ocean, which I actually
true.
never saw that coming, because he only mentions it basically like one episode before he gets captured on a pirate ship. Yeah,
This was last season, right?
yeah, last
Yes.
season.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so I was just there like, wait, you've been learning the ocean arcanum since when? And then
I know.
yeah, and then in the middle of the ocean, he just has like this revelation and says essentially what sound I love how it's supposed to sound like a bunch of gibberish to us, like this like this whole understanding in Arcanum, but then yeah, but then you see him like apply what he said, and it's and it kind of makes sense to us. Oh yeah, he actually does understand how this works. And similar thing we also see with Claudia. She sees dark magic as yeah, she has a really strong understanding of dark magic, and she sees it as very transactional,
Yeah.
like like taking yeah, taking the life of an animal in order to use its energy, but it's
Yeah.
always to protect someone or to or to heal someone or whatever it is. So
Yeah, that's a very interesting conflict. I always thought it was like it's almost like she forgets or doesn't, sorry, she outweighs what's more important. And it's like the life of the creature isn't as special or important as the people she loves.
now I will say that the Dragon Prince is out right now on Netflix. So if you want to go and check it out, please do. It is, yeah, it is a great series, and I'm sure you're going to love season 6. But thank you so much for joining us on the show, Raquel.
Thank you for having me. That was so fun.
Thank you.
Bye.